we'll go with Dr. Afsana because she came on time. So then we'll go back to you. So I hope, Dr. Afsana, you can manage to stay within 5 minutes. As doctor said that if your time is coming up, then just conclude, right? So if you go, what time we don't ask questions or anything, you know, all the other speakers have come up. So can we have last non-seeing child? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, please go ahead.
Good morning everyone. Today's my topic of presentation is non-seeing child sensitization to MELAS in an emergency ophthalmology setup. I do not have any financial disclosure regarding the case. Before going to my actual case, I would like to briefly introduce about MELAS. MELAS is mitochondrial encephalomyopathy, lactic acidosis and stroke-like episode. It is a frequently maternally inherited mitochondrial disorder which affect multi-organs, mainly affect the tissues which have high metabolic activity. It is because of the mutation in MTTL1 gene with a single base pair mutation at the site of 3,2,4-thene adenine more than guanosine. So it will affect the mitochondrial respiratory chain function and oxidative phosphorylation, increasing the anaerobic glycolytic activities, thereby increasing the lactic acid and symptoms in the patient. So my patient profile, 1-year-old male child presented to pediatric neurology with abnormal body movement and fever since 2 weeks.
Some silence, please. Excuse me.
After the stabilization of the symptoms, the patient was referred to ophthalmology for poor eye contact. So he presented to us with poor eye contact, already undergoing treatment for abnormal body movement and fever. The developmental history was normal before the onset of symptoms. There was normal birth history, normal immunization history. Past history was also not significant. In the systemic findings, the child presented to pediatric neurology with the focal seizures which are involving the left side of the body, mainly the upper and the lower limb. In the central nervous system examination, the cranial sensory nervous system examination was within the normal limit. In the tone was variable on the left side, power was almost normal, reflexes were brisk and plantar reflex was downgoing. Cardiovascular, respiratory and per abdominal examination was without normal limit. Upon the investigation, CSF tap was found to be acellular and venous blood gas analysis suggestive of lactic acidosis. It was raised. On MRI brain suggestive of encephalitis more than infarcts. So upon ophthalmologic evaluation, we found the child was not fixing to light, pupils were normal size and normally reacting, extraocular movements were also full, and anterior segment examination was within normal limit. Posterior segment examination revealed pigmentary changes at the posterior pole which are observed in 40 to 50% of the MELAS patient. So with a triad of clinical presentation of encephalitis, stroke-like episodes and lactic acidosis along with our finding, that is ophthalmic pigmentary retinopathy, the diagnosis of MELAS confirmed later with genetic testing which was positive for MTTL1 gene. So which it is also seen from the pediatric neonatology review article that the ophthalmic manifestations were the second most common manifestations in MELAS syndrome that can present as ptosis in the various forms. So for a pediatric ophthalmologist, non-seeing children is a diagnostic puzzle. But if we are aware of these findings in the MELAS, it will help the pediatric ophthalmologist and neurologist in clinching the diagnosis and starting appropriate management. So my take-home message is this: early ophthalmic evaluation is a valuable diagnostic tool. The macular pigmentation and other retinal findings should not be overlooked, and raising awareness among the ophthalmologist and neurologist is crucial for comprehensive patient care. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Afsana. But you said that early diagnosis is because you can take future care, but is there any treatment for MELAS?
Ma'am, the treatment is only supportive. If the child is presenting with ophthalmic manifestation, we have to treat only its systemic manifestations. But in the systemic manifestation, we usually ignore like ophthalmic manifestations. So it does not help in managing the patient, but if it helps in diagnosis only.
What supportive care can be given to children with MELAS?
Ma'am, it can affect the multi-organs. So if a patient presented with seizures, so we have to give from the pediatric neurology side, anticonvulsants. Arginine, L-carnitine therapies are given to improve the circulation of the brain so that the manifestations of stroke decrease and thereby decreasing the brain injury. Because usually these patients present with retrochiasmal vision loss and cortical blindness. So we can do nothing for them. The disease is fatal and the child usually die by the age of 14 to 15 years.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.